I have returned. I'm back now. I I hope. Now, I will begin uploading videos more frequently, as usual, I hope. And I can't imagine a better way to start again than reviewing pretty much my first point and click adventure game ever. The game being Broken Sword 1, The Shadow of the Templars. But, so Broken Sword 1 is a series of point and click adventure games created by Revolution Software. And right now, for this specific review, I only came across the Director's Cut edition of the first game of the series, which is the one I'm reviewing now. And yeah, that's the version I'll have to play and review, since I actually couldn't find the original. Or maybe I'm just a dumb person. Or blind. Yeah, and as far as I know, the Director's Cut is not too different, aside from a few new puzzles to solve, a few added effects and whatnot. But other than that, it's the same game, supposedly. Now, the game starts with an introduction of Nicole Collard, a young journalist who was invited to interview an influential media mogul named Karshan. Karshan? Yeah, I think that's the one, yeah. This man seemingly knows your father, which is hinted at very quickly. However, for unknown reasons, right after meeting the said mysterious media mogul, a vase breaks. The media mogul goes to investigate, and ends up being murdered by a mime! Yes, a mime, those things that don't talk and do those weird hand gestures and pretend like there's walls and stuff. Yeah, that just killed a man. So now, instead of an interview, it escalated into a full-blown murder mystery, and you're the one solving it. And as does the game starts. You start by playing Nicole Collard. You start pressing on things, clicking on things, with things, along with things. Now this first segment kind of acts as a tutorial teaching you the basics of the game, such as clicking on things. It also tells you about some extra things you have, such as the journal or diary that kind of records everything that happens in the game. Then you have the hint system. So when you get stuck, you can ask the game for a hint. And the inventory system and settings, of course. And yeah, and then it tells you to click on things. In a point and click game. Who could have guessed? I didn't know that you had to point and click on things in a point and click adventure game. I had no idea, absolutely no idea whatsoever. Yeah, that's the start. So now the game begins properly, and you investigate. You've got your basic point and click adventure game start. Talk to people, click on things and talk to people. Well, first you talk to the wife of the murdered media mogul, and then you click on stuff. But fun thing about this is that in this game, during dialogue, in certain instances or situations, you have the option to take a rude approach or the kind approach. You have the option of being an absolute douche or a nice person. So, you can kind of pick. I don't think it has any significance in the game overall. Just that the dialogue changes slightly, but that's about it. Now, as you investigate around in this media mogul's manor, where your supposed father's friend was killed by a mime who happens to be a mass killer that you have been investigating already. Writing some articles and other things on this mysterious mass killer who was dressed up as a snowman and a dancer, I think. Can't imagine an assassin dressing up like a snowman, but that's just me. Unless you're talking about The Haunting of Christmas. That was a bad movie. Now, anyway, after you investigate some more, you find some clues that lead to another location. So, finally done investigating at the manor, you head to this new location, which happens to be kind of next to water, kind of like a hidden, how do I put it? Sewer area. Now, after investigating this new location, you end up coming across a stateroom inside of a secret passage hidden away. After investigating this location, you come across evidence that the man himself, the media mogul that was killed by a mime, Kershaw, was a part of an army that suppressed a revolution in the 60s, which you then end up writing about and then send it to your editor, which is what you do. But then your boss calls you to let you know that you should drop it, you should forget it. Nothing suspicious here, you should never forget it. Just forget it. But what do you do? Well, you agree. And then you get called by a mysterious man to meet in a cafe. And that's where the kind of chapter 1 of the game ends. Because after that, that's where you end up meeting the second main character, or a co-main character, George Stobbart, who is enjoying himself in the same cafe that Nicola got invited to. Now it starts with your basic cutscene. George is enjoying himself, drinking some, I suppose, coffee, and then a clown comes in and bombs the cafe. Yes, we have killer clowns and killer mimes. This is a good start to a game. Now that happened, you start as George Stobbart. Stobbart? Yeah. You now investigate this him, because he almost got blown up. So you click on stuff, and you investigate some stuff. And then you end up meeting another character, Detective Rousseau, who also is supposedly investigating the bombing. And this is where another dialogue option pops up. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Now, in all seriousness, you get to choose to withhold some things or to tell the truth. You can basically choose if you want to tell this person or people something or not tell them. So if somebody asks you, did you see the clown? You can answer with no or yes. So you can lie or you cannot lie. And then with both of these type of options are gonna be involved in the game constantly. So now you continue investigating. You continue your brilliant deductions as George Stobbart, a law student, which is only mentioned once, I think. But yeah, he's a law student. He studied law. He's more successful than I am. Yeah, and after that, after you investigated some bit, Nicole pops up, walking around taking pictures. So that's where the kind of partnership in the game begins. So you talk to Nicole and she gives you her phone number. A girl has never given me her phone number. But then she leaves. You alone to do what you do. Point and click. So now you do what you do. You click on everything with everything on everything along with everything, do everything until something happens. After a bit of clicking, you end up following the clone into the sewers, where you meet the Teenage Mutant Ninja. Okay, no you don't, but that would have drastically changed the game. But in reality, you just end up exploring the sewers. What a joy. After exploring and questioning a few more people, you call Nicole. And then you switch back to Nicole. And that's how majority of the game is going to be. Somewhat, at these earlier parts, you switch between Nicole and George whenever the story demands for it. It just happens. Kind of like life. Now, as Nicole, you're introduced to another mechanic in the game. The map. Yes, you can now fast travel into locations that you have already been to, such as the manor of Korshan or the cafe and your apartment, of course, and whatever else location you unlock in the future. So now you keep investigating. Who would have guessed? So you end up finding out that Nicole's father was involved with the entire suppression of the revolution and possibly Korshan and his group. And that's where the connection between Nicole and George grows once she tells him everything because George is pretty much the only person she can trust now. And that's where the real partnership begins. And that's like the crucial part of the story. And from there, you continue investigating as George, and you will be playing as George for majority of the game. And now you also have access to the map. So majority of the game will now be based around talking to people, clicking on things, and moving around the map and talking to people. And as the game continues and your investigation, you also end up in Ireland, Syria, Spain, and places like Scotland. You follow up on some clues that you find while investigating the clown killer / bombing / mine murder that seems to have some connections to the Knights Templars. Yep, this is Indiana Jones now.
I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem. Hey, I just seen a big red.
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy maker.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too.
Excuse me? What? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that audio is great, isn't it? Hello, audio? Yes? No? Okay. So, there are some audio problems in this game. In specific parts, when there is a cutscene or something happens, the audio sometimes drastically changes. At least for me it did. I don't know if it's the same for the original version or if it's the same for all of the director's cut versions or if it's just me. But my audio is brilliant. It's But this is where the game truly opens up, where it has a running theme of you, as George, going to a location, solving some puzzles, nearly dying, talking to some people, and then heading back to Nicole's apartment to let her know what happened. Kind of like the Avengers HQ, just everybody goes back there. And the cycle just keeps repeating until the game's end, where you and Nicole both go and confront the bad guys, ending it all with an explosive bang. Something you might also notice when playing the game, or the director's cut, as I said before, the audio. Or sometimes the music gets way too loud. Out of nowhere, just like, it's calm and peaceful, and then out of nowhere your ears just get raped. I don't have ears insurance, seriously, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Get some help. But yeah, no, other voices, this game's pretty decent. Other than that, the game really does run fairly smoothly, and none of the puzzles are vague to such an extent where you get stuck. Got stuck a few times. If you pay attention, you will have an easier time, and if you do get stuck, there is again the hint system. Overall, whilst yes, I might be a bit biased as this is one of my first point-and-click adventure games I've ever played, this is still a pretty good game. It has a decent story of mystery and adventure. I mean, you're uncovering a mystery created in the 13th century by the Templars while trying to solve a conspiracy that somehow involves the Templars, while also trying to stop an assassin. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a pretty good game. If you're into point-and-click adventure games, I would definitely recommend it, especially since you can get it for pretty cheap on GOG, you know? Hit GOG up, not sponsored, I wish, but hit it up. Yeah, just to let you all know, I finished this game on one day. In one day. This is a sad fact to admit to, and I regret it, but I did it. I did finish the game in one day, in one sitting. What is my life? But yeah, that's sad. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new, or if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to hit the bell button because YouTube hates YouTubers. Yeah, see you next time. Peace!
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear.